You're stupid. Oh my gosh. You are so goofy, Brandon. Brandon. What was this about? Okay, so for those who can't see, Brandon had a sweater on. And I saw the I'm on his shirt. He's wearing a shirt that has letters on it. I said, "What did your shirt say?" He's like, "Oh, I don't want to show you." He covers it up. Then as soon as he presses record, he takes off the sweater so that I can see the words. And it says, "Sorry, I'm on voice rest." I'm dead. I'm so dead. Knowing damn well we're about to talk for 3 hours. You're so goofy.
I'm so
Not you
sorry.
clearing your throat. Excuse me.
I am on
Who are
voice rest,
you?
but I can make an exception for the podcast. Um, this
This
is
was a whole bit. This is a bit. What are we doing? This is a whole bit. Is this what we're doing now? We're doing bits? Okay, that's fine. Let me do a bit.
step your
We're,
game
we're gonna
up.
have
Come
bits.
with the
We're gonna have
bit.
bits.
Come with the bit. Come with the bit.
Y'all need to be on YouTube to see the bit. What's the point? What is it? Just for
Well,
shits and gigs?
it kind of just came to me because this is Giggly Squad merch and it just came yesterday.
Oh.
And then when I saw it, I was like, that would be funny if I wore it and didn't speak at the beginning of the podcast. So, but then when you started to be, because when Maggie, I was surprised she let it go because usually she wants to read something, she'll push it. So when she was like, "Show me your shirt, show me your shirt," and I was just
I was
like,
like, open
"No."
your shirt. I was channeling my inner James. What does your shirt say? Show me your shirt. I just want to know what your shirt says. Come on. Just show me your shirt. What does it say? I'm Brandon. What does it say? I'm Magda. What does it say? Just tell me what it says. I'm not doing anything though.
And I was practicing my Moira by embodying the shirt.
By not saying much back.
Not saying much, which says so much. But with that
Yeah.
being said, hey y'all, what's
Hey
up?
y'all.
It's the
Hey
shade of it
y'all.
all.
Welcome to the shade of it all.
I'm
It's the
Brandon.
shade of it all. I'm
It's the
Magdala. One day we're
shade
gonna have
of
an
it all.
original song like tea and cocoa. Yeah, tea and cocoa.
We
Yeah.
are. We gotta find a beat. We go to the studio, drop some beats.
We could literally find this out in like half an hour, I feel.
We could, and we could probably record the vocals loosely in GarageBand. It doesn't have to be perfect. Who are we?
Yeah. Who are we? We have mics. It's fine. Mm.
Exactly.
Wait, who are we? Johnny and Jeremiah? We're in the villa and we're monotone as hell, singing a song we think is really good. Let's practice
Maggie.
again. They had several lines, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like the most monotone thing I've ever
Love
heard.
Island, baby, won't you meet me by the pool? Love Island, never thought I'd be here finding you. Oh,
No, Brandon, it was Love Island, baby. Like their voices were so deep.
Maggie.
And then I don't know, I don't understand why did both of them have to sing the same notes?
I wasn't expecting that scene. I was so happy it happened.
Oh
I had
yeah.
to watch it twice. I was in shock. I was agape. I was
I'm
Leah,
dead.
just in shock and disarray.
Spare me.
But for real, spare me with their
No, for him.
Love Island, baby, won't you mess around with me? Love Island. Like, what?
When they
That,
first started, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh,
not
oh,
ooh.
oh.
Over there in their swim trunks on a bench, practicing harmonization for this original song.
They're
Stop.
bored. I get it. Y'all like to sing and stuff, but someone needs to tell you that that is
And I
not
love
a
you
great
right.
song.
And I
Brandon,
want you
is you're
now.
not
And I
harmonizing if
do
you're
it
singing the
now.
same
And do
notes,
it now. Oh.
right? That's not a harmony.
I mean, it's in unison.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you cut out for a second. Did I
Um,
cut?
it's saying something with my internet, but I think it was just a quick blimp, probably because of the rain. So fingers
Oh, okay.
crossed, y'all, that this isn't anything too serious. We've been known to have internet issues.
We have. It's usually Brandon's internet,
It is.
occasionally mine, because
Yeah,
he's on voice rest.
I
Your
am.
Wi-Fi knows you're on voice rest.
It does.
Anyway, these boys were funny, funny, funny. Great,
Um,
great 2 episodes.
it was a solid 2 episodes. This was entertaining.
Yeah,
This is a
it
good
was.
season. I'm happy about it. Um, so y'all, if you haven't been following our journey, we're currently reminiscing and like watching for the first time for us season 2 of the Love Island USA.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be going over technically episodes 4 and 6 today because 5 was like a recap one with some extra scenes, but like not really.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour and a half long. So,
Thank you for watching it so I didn't have to.
well, honestly, I watched like a couple minutes and then I was just like, is this just showing the first episode?
Oh, perfect.
And then I was like, let me fast forward and see. And then I fast forward a little. I think they showed a couple unseen scenes of them like talking the first day, but they're not like saying anything really. And then I fast forwarded again and it was just back where like the girls were talking about the guys. So it was just like showing all the same shit.
So maybe this is what they did instead of having After Sun.
I guess so, which I guess makes sense because it was
Yeah.
during COVID. So they probably had
Yeah.
limited resources. So they're like, just replay them, show some extra.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think I saw James in his underwear. That was a sight I didn't need.
that was a sight.
He
That
was
was
like sweating too, and I was like, why? Why?
just very angry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but before we dive into these, I did want to ask a question of Magdala. Have you listened to Sabrina Carpenter's new album?
Absolutely not. I was busy, and you know I was busy. You asked me this maybe on Saturday morning. So now I just feel like you're trying to gaslight me.
It's Wednesday night. What is she talking about?
Well, yeah, you kind of have a good point. Okay, I didn't because I saw Thames on Saturday, and all weekend I've been listening to her music in preparation for the concert. And then when I was done with that, I was trying to catch up on live feeds, which I have officially. I have like 10 minutes left of the one that happened this morning, and I'm
Oh,
officially caught up on live feed updates for Big Brother, which
look
I'm
at
very happy
you.
about. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Maggie, pop
But
off.
tell me about Sabrina. What's it
I,
called?
it's called Short and Sweet. And I have to say, amazing album. No skips. It's 12 songs,
Mm.
36 minutes. I'm surprised because I didn't really. Okay, Sabrina Carpenter, I usually like some of her music, but she's not like my favorite artist in the world, but like I like her.
Hmm.
And like, I'll be honest, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm just so different. I'm not like other girls. I didn't really care that much for like Espresso and Please, Please, Please was okay. Like they
Hmm.
were catchy. I'd find myself singing them a little, but like I didn't like love them.
Yeah.
So when it was like the album, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. Amazing album. I couldn't have been more wrong. I'm eating crow.
Hmm.
I love it. A special
I'm
shout out
eating
to,
crow.
yeah, that's like eating your words.
Oh. I was like, is that a song on the album? I'll have to give it a listen.
You would let Maggie, you actually would enjoy this album a lot. I think you'd think it was very funny.
Oh,
There's
okay,
some funny lyrics. I think you'd appreciate Dumb and Poetic.
bet. Ooh.
And then
Okay, adds.
I feel like you'll like Juno too.
I will add that first because
And
yes, and then let's.
Coincidence.
Oh, look at him.
She's
I'm gonna listen to all three and I will report back whether I like them or not.
I love this. You should listen to the whole album. But anyways, also Bedchem is really good. I
You're
like to
so
read
funny.
some lyrics because I do kind of think that Sabrina Carpenter is a modern like day Shakespeare. And
Really?
the reason being is just the second verse of Bedchem. And it goes like, come right on me. I mean camaraderie. Said you're not in my time zone, but you wanna be. Where art thou? Why not uponeth me? Seed in my mind. Let's fulfill the prophecy.
So this is also another bit because you just had the lyrics pulled up and like ready to go
I just
instantly.
Googled them.
You're so funny. Read it. Can you read it again?
Would you like me to sing it like her?
No.
Come right on me. I mean camaraderie. Said you're not in my time zone, but you wanna be. Where art thou? Why not upon me? See it in my mind. Let's fulfill the prophecy.
That's cute.
Who's a
That's
cute
kind of
guy with the
cute.
wide blue eyes and the big bat? Like, I know I sound a bit
Ooh.
redundant, but I bet we have really good bed cam.
Brendan, the frequency is too high. I didn't hear like the last 10 words after bed cam. But that
Cam,
actually is like bed what?
cam, like chemistry, but
Bed cam.
mm-hmm.
Interesting. No, that's clever. That's very catchy. It's giving me that other song that you had me listen to.
Which one?
Um, Chanel number 5.
It's actually
Like,
very funny you bring up that song. And then
why?
Chanel number five. Because there's was an alleged love triangle between her, Camila, and Sean. So Sabrina, Camila, and
Oh, Shawn
Sean
Mendes.
Mendes.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that a skater or the guy I'm thinking of? Okay,
Shaun
yeah,
White.
that's interesting. I somebody. Yeah, the part where she's like, wrist, 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 wrist. You know what I'm talking about.
Spritz, 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 make him come alive. Chanel number five.
Like, it can be absolute nonsense, but if it sounds cool, ooh, people are gonna sing that shit.
This is true. Also, you should listen to Taste from Sabrina's new album because not you looking exasperated by me
I'm
saying
like,
listen to
how
this.
many? He's like, you would like this song and this song and this song, but you should also listen to it. And then it's like, so I will listen to the whole thing like I told you I will, Brandon.
And because the song Taste, I think, is about um allegedly about Camila. Who knows if it's really true, but that's what TikTok's saying. So it's true,
I think I've heard
allegedly.
that one before.
You should
All
see the
right, we're
music
gonna do
video
it.
too. It has Jenna Ortega in it.
Jenna Ortega,
Wednesday?
Wednesday herself, and
Mm-hmm.
it's Wednesday.
It is
Okay, bet.
Wednesday. And
Okay,
Maggie's in
Wednesday.
pink on Wednesdays.
Look, Brendan, you're like beige on beige on beige, and I'm red on red. Just two reds.
Aren't you pink?
Oh, yes. I'm pink on pink.
Pink on pink on pink.
Pink on pink. My chair is not pink like yours. Yours is beige too.
Are you calling me boring?
No, it's a nice color and I like your shirt. I want
Thanks.
one.
Maybe if they have it back
No,
in
that
stock,
shirt,
I'll send you the link.
please. That shirt is very ironic because I gab so much. So people be like, girl, finally, somebody get her to stop talking.
About time. Uh, but anyways, with that being said, was there anything you wanted to bring up before we dive into the episodes?
Not really. Not so many updates on our favorite people. Just a couple things here and there.
Yeah,
Leah
everyone's
had
been
some weird
chill.
messages on her story the other day that I don't know what it's about. The ones I sent you a screenshot of, she put it on her TikTok story.
Oh yeah, I think some people were accusing her of being a bully in high school or something.
And
And then
so she
she
was
like
like defending herself.
responded. And she's like, yeah, fucking right. Anyways.
Yeah, she's like, I literally had no friends. People made fun of me because I was from Iran. Um, so I don't know. There's no context, and she just stopped talking about it. So like, I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, so I think someone commented on something saying it, and then she either responded or just like put it on her story as a response. I don't know, but the internet, there's like they always say shit and then like, I don't know. They like to
Yeah.
make up stuff, the internet.
And her
So,
opening statement was, "This is the last time I'm addressing stuff, and then I am done. Genuinely, in my own words, whatever you heard about it, times it by million, and if you think it's bad, make it worse." So she's like addressing it, but also saying like, "Okay, whatever. I don't give a
yeah.
fuck. You're gonna say what you have to say, and it's fine." In other news, Kendall Washington went to the gym for the first time today. That's literally all I've heard. And it's been random. I have not like been on everyone's page to look at what they're doing. I just was on TikTok last week and I saw the Leah thing, so I took screenshots and sent it to Brandon. And then I was on Instagram today and he's like, first time in the gym since the villa. He didn't say it, he just wrote it. And then he
Mm.
like he climbed a rope a
Good for you,
quarter of the
Kenzo. I'm
way.
glad he's in better spirits. Um,
Yeah, he seems like he's in better spirits.
yeah, what was it? Nick Vial has been getting a lot of hate from his Nicole interview. Like if you look at
As
like
yeah,
as they should. But
right.
they if you look at the comments of the TikTok and the YouTube video, they're like not good. But then
Mm.
he's released a couple since and hasn't addressed it. And people are like, "Are you never gonna address it?"
He
And
doesn't
he
have
probably
to.
won't because they
He
probably don't.
probably won't.
He's probably like, "I wasn't wrong."
There's like, I mean, we talked about, I mentioned it briefly last week, and you were kind of telling me that like they don't really confront people, but they do. So it's like you're gonna tell Kayla you should break up with Aaron, right? But then you're gonna let Nicole do something kind of mean to Kendall and not address, you know what I mean? He addresses
Yeah.
things for the person in front of him, not necessarily things for the people they're involved with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just they like to cast judgment and get on their high horse, but not really
Hmm.
talk about like they act like they're perfect and it's the most wild thing. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like as an interviewer, if somebody's dead wrong, you should tell them. Not that I think Nicole is dead wrong, but I would they could have asked her a question or two like, "Do you think you're being a little harsh?" Like, okay, given the fact that you just told us all this stuff about your past relationships, do you think like Kendall, like, do you think that you have a hard time being compassionate? Do you think that you know what I mean? Like, you can ask things in a nice way to still like have a good interview, um, without like skirting around the elephant in the room, which is like, bro, his nudes were leaked.
Yeah, I mean, that would have to entail you being a good interviewer, which he's not.
Brendan's like, let's go back to square one. They shouldn't
Let's
have
go
a
back to the
podcast.
beginning. I will say though, I suspected with their bizarre haunted setup they had and their like Joker smiles that they're almost trying to like I don't know if they were trying to make it seem quote unquote more professional or something, like more like an interview and less casual because they knew people were gonna like be watching it. And I don't know. I don't know if they want like some kind of like another opportunity with interviewing. Honestly, if I'm being real, I'm convinced Nick Vial thinks he's owed like so many things. I wouldn't be surprised if he thought he should have been the host of the reunion.
I'm dead.
Like
That doesn't make sense because the setup was significantly worse than the regular setup. But I can understand how he might think it's good. I personally thought it was terrible. Like their original setup is nice. Their studio is nice.
it is, yeah, a lot of greens, but it is nice. So I don't know. That was weird because they were in, I guess because they were in New York, but I'm like, you couldn't rent a
Yeah.
studio.
I didn't maybe that was a setup on the road. I don't know. That was
Yeah.
kind of it though. Oh wait, two people were doing something. Oh, Kayla and Liv.
Oh, Kaylor and Liv. They're having like their own series or something
Yeah, and I love it. They are,
called
yeah.
Blonde Moments.
It's giving that show where Nicole
Simple Life
Richie.
and
Yes.
Paris Hilton. Yeah.
Yes.
I do like their videos they've been having in like the farm. I didn't watch the
Mhm.
full one where it was just like blonde moments, like promoting whatever they're gonna be doing.
Oh.
So I guess I don't know what like what it's gonna be on or what exactly it is, but
Yeah.
it's something to look forward to. I
Yeah.
hate how it's spelled though.
So I kind of have I don't think I've seen it yet. So we'll have to see. But
It's spelled BLND and then it's like MMNTS. Someone commented saying I thought it said blonde mints. And I did too. That's
So
what
they took all
confused
the
me.
vowels out.
They did. Because they're blonde moment. I mean, I guess. Is that supposed like what is that supposed to mean?
I don't
I'm
know what
trying
it
to
means.
connect
Maybe
it,
they
but
were just trying
whatever.
to be keep it cute and short or
We're
do it.
strongly against the AEIOUs of the English language.
We don't like vowels because they're too time consuming and we don't
Unnecessary.
need them. I don't know. That's kind of cute
But we
though.
do like sometimes why. It's terrible. I'll show an accent. I'm so sorry, Liv. Uh,
Forgive us, Liv.
but yeah,
Um,
yeah, not too much happening on our faves other than that. But that's something to look forward to.
yeah, I want to
And
see
then
what they're up to. Liv and or Leah and Miguel have been in New York for like a whole week. They've just been hanging out, posting pictures of each other,
yeah. And I think
enjoying their time.
he was on a flight, so maybe they're going back either to California or he's going back home for a minute.
Okay.
So, you
She was
know.
at Alex Cooper's birthday party
Oh yes, they
with
did.
Miguel.
Mm-hmm. They did like a little excerpt on one of her episodes.
Brandon, am I missing something? Because Alex Cooper was interviewing people for the Olympics. So like, how should I frame this? I like her, but what why is she doing the interview?
The
Like,
Olympics was a plot twist.
I was like, the Olympics? If
Y-
she ended up like doing a reality TV reunion, make on brand makes sense. She was having like serious conversations with these athletes in the most serious manner that I've ever seen her. So I'm just like, that's really great for her. It just didn't seem to fit with her, call her daddy brand.
yeah, no, her trajectory has kind of confused me because
Yeah.
she is very popular.
Hmm.
Well, do you know the backstory of like how it started?
No, tell me. That's why
She
I'm asking you.
she started on Barstool Sports with
Okay.
Dave Portnoy,
Okay.
because he like owns Barstool Sports or whatever. And she originally had a co-host, Sophia Franklin, Sophia with an F,
Okay.
that one podcaster.
Oh,
That's her
yes, yes,
podcast
yes.
name, Sophia with an F. I wasn't just saying that to be
Oh, okay.
She did the
I
one
think you've
interview
shown me
with
that one.
Cordell and Serena.
The very first one that we saw, they were
One of the
like on
first ones. It was fairly recent. She's like brunette.
she,
She kind of
the one that
talks
they
like
did
this.
in still like in the island in
No, that
Fiji.
was Chicks in the Office,
I don't think I saw that one
which
then.
is Barstool. It's all connected. But
Chicks in the Office is Barstool?
yeah, but you wouldn't think it, which is good for them.
Yeah.
But they're like, get the viewers, but don't really affiliate.
Yeah.
Um, but it started with them, and then I think like it blew up on Barstool. They were insanely popular. I want to say this happened during COVID then. Her and the podcast host, Alex and Sophia, they had like a falling out
Hmm.
because I guess Sophia's boyfriend at the time, they wanted to renegotiate their contract because apparently their contract was like super strict and they should have been making a lot more than they were making. And then
Mm.
Sophia's boyfriend kept telling them to like arm them and like do this and do that and like hold off. But then Alex was getting annoyed because she was really trying to like make progress on it. And apparently she was doing like a bunch of the editing, like a lot of the bulk work for the podcast.
Mm.
And so it eventually became Sophia was dropped and then it just became Alex's podcast. And she was just
Oh.
call her daddy. And then she
Oh,
got
so
like
she's still Barstool.
no, she is now Spotify. She like got this millions of dollar deal.
Oh,
And now she
okay.
got like I like an $100 million deal to move to Sirius XM for a couple years.
Oh, okay.
Is it 100 million? Let me look that up. That sounds like so much, but I think it's right. Alex Cooper. She's like fucking rich. But then like the
Yeah.
podcast started off like kind of like more Sirius XM for $125 million. Damn.
That's so awesome. Okay. So it kind of makes sense
I
because of her
mean,
notoriety.
It does because it's transitioned from like kind of like a raunchier podcast, like
Hmm.
sex positive. Like, I never listened, but apparently they would like go there and be like explicit. And then like she would kind of
Mm.
be like that when she was by herself, but then it kind of transitioned to like now she just interviews celebrities.
Mm.
So I guess in that sense, she's good. I mean,
She is. I was just confused when I saw her at the Olympics.
it was confusing.
But also they sent like not exactly him, but they sent like a Al Roker to the Olympics, which is also kind of like confusing. I would expect to see like Dwayne Wade, like not Dwayne Wade, what's his name?
Who?
No, it is Dwayne Wade. The
Gabrielle
one who's married to,
Unions?
yeah, yeah, Dwayne
Okay, yeah.
Wade. I'd expect to
I was
see
like,
like
Dwayne the
an
Rock?
athlete. No, I was like, am I wrong? I don't know why. I thought I said Dwight Howard. I confused my basketball players. But I would expect to see like a Dwayne Wade interviewing athletes or like somebody who's related to sports already. Stephen A. Smith, like people who already do sports commentary
The
doing
shade
the
of it
sports
all.
commentary.
Where was our
Do not give me a sports deal. I don't know I just be like, wow, you're so good at what you do.
You did
When you
amazing.
got a goal? Question mark, touchdown, touchdown. Wow.
What was the inspiration behind this outfit?
Oh my gosh, so now I have to throw shade at myself.
Oh,
Guys, back in the day, your girl played high school basketball. I played in middle school a little bit too, and then when I got to high school, I played high school basketball. Obviously made it through tryouts. Your girl was on JV.
oh.
Um, wasn't a huge player. Senior year, I'm on varsity, and our coach is basically like, if you're not producing enough, you're just gonna sit on the bench. Like, we want you on the team so you can help the others get better. Like, we want you on the team so you could practice with the team and challenge them because you guys are athletic and you're fast, like, but not to play an actual game. But it was my senior year, so senior night came. This is my first time playing like actual minutes on the court during the game, and your girl scored on the wrong fucking hoop on senior night. And what happens when
Maggie.
you score on the wrong hoop is the points go to the nearest player next to you. So we had negative points. We lost points because of me. I did score another, so it evened itself out, and I had a nice little 0 points on the board
Wait, so it didn't
on
just go to
senior.
like to the other team?
It did, but like for my stat sheet, I was
Um,
-2 and then +2 to get a nice little 0. And if I'm thinking about it now, I really didn't know the rules. Really didn't know the rules. like I knew there was like a couple of things, but like I remember sometimes the girls would be like, "Oh no, we're supposed to be shooting." Couldn't tell you. I listened to the official. He tells me where to go. I was so bad. Well, like I feel like on JV, if I get playing time, I could play, but like I don't know the rules. I scored on the wrong hoop on senior night. Do not ask me to do some sports commentary.
but I think that means we should because we have experience with failure,
I'm dead.
which more people fail than win.
Right.
So like we're relatable. I played soccer, like a club league, not really like for a school. And
Mm.
it was fun. I was left defense. I liked it because you didn't have to run that much, but I could kick with both my feet. I think there were some instances where I technically accidentally scored a goal against us, but not because I was confused. It was one of those things where you try to block it.
Oh, and
It
then it
probably
goes
would have
in.
went in anyways, but it did hit my foot, so it's kind of like, oh, I
I love
tried.
how your motivation for your position is one that benefits you, and you're very aware of your energy levels. Like, I don't have to run that much, and then I get to do this. So I like this.
Basically, I hate running. It's the
I
worst
love
thing.
it.
And
That's so
soccer's
funny.
tiring because if you
Yeah,
have to run, you have to run the whole time.
bro.
So I'm like, no.
I contemplated playing soccer and I was like, I want to be the goalie. I was much better at track though. I could talk about track all day. I was a
Track
triple
was
jumper.
popping this year. We could have
Track was
interviewed
it's always
Noah
popping.
and Shakari.
Noah Lyles, sit down and talk to us, Noah. Noah, we heard you had COVID. What happened?
I saw him, he was on the Kelly Clarkson show when I was in the audience. Hmm.
Really?
He was fire. I
That's
liked
cool.
him. He was funny.
Did you tell that story?
I think I did, but at the
Oh
time
yeah,
we
you
weren't
did.
as
You did.
familiar because it
Yeah.
was pre the documentary on Netflix and the Olympics.
What doc?
There's like the running documentary with
Oh, about
him.
Noah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I was more so thinking back to the talking dog and the reading kids and the nonsense.
Oh. I need to go back because that episode did come out, but I know I was not shown in it. Me and my cousin, we were too far, like to the
You know
right.
what? I would love to stitch your story time about it and then see the actual thing like together and record our reaction to be like, is this what he experienced? I went to Kelly Clarkson. This is what I thought about it, but this is how the show twisted it or how the show showed
I
it
gotta see, there's
accurately.
gotta be a clip on like YouTube
I'm sure
for
because
sure.
they always
Okay.
chop it up. I bet she has a TikTok page for her show.
Oh, she does. She always
Yeah.
posts like her singing and then like other people singing, but then she like
I
sings their songs better. And I'm like, ooh.
That's oh, it'd be so great to get Kelly Clarkson to sing our theme song. It'll happen.
Kelly, please. We like you
I'm
and your
just gonna
bangs.
manifest it. Manifestation.
Manifestation. Okay, y'all, let's jump into these episodes of Love Island. Very fun episodes. Not the most eventful, but kind of.
Kind of. Yeah. Episode 4, I was like, meh.
Hmm.
Episode 6, I was like, oh,
Episode 6 was like, mm. Episode
ooh.
4 was very anticlimactic,
Yeah.
but we'll get to it. Oh, it's the episode where we finally see who Trey picks after they were advertising. I think they joked about it too.
About how much they've been advertising
Yeah,
it.
I think the voiceover guy was just like, um, we've been talking about it for a week now and we're finally gonna show it. It's like, okay, at least
Ah,
you know.
at least we're self-aware, Love Island. At least we are self-aware.
Yeah, because the beginning of this episode, it's basically like Justine's freaking out because she doesn't know because Trey kind of has different energy. And
Yep.
Mackenzie's like, don't worry, girl. Like, it'll be fine. He'll pick you. And Trey's like, I just don't want to hurt somebody, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
And then
mm.
Mackenzie's like, well, Caitlin's had a hard time. And I was like, she has?
Yeah, so
When?
they were saying stuff because someone also said that she's been an outsider. And I'm like, weren't all the guys
Who?
fighting for her night one
I
and two?
was like, did I miss a chapter? Because Caitlyn is what? An outsider. Why? She must have did something.
Something must have happened. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. She kind of had like, she's
No filter.
AI, like no filter,
Yeah.
no emotion. The scene with Trey lifting up Selly and Caitlyn on the bench press was so stupid. I don't know, like
Yeah, that was stupid.
there's a lot of filler scenes I've noticed in this season where
Yes.
it's just like, or I feel like honestly with season 6, like I like this season, but season 6 it was like every scene had a purpose.
Yeah. It
Whereas
was
this one
telling
it's kind
you,
of like,
yeah, you learned something about somebody. Like
mm,
they definitely had some stupid things in here.
yeah. Selly, she's smitten with Johnny and she's like, we're just so
Yeah.
similar. And I have never really dated a guy that was like similar to me. Like she usually
Mm-hmm.
goes for guys that are more calm. And again, I'm just really not looking forward to Casa Amor
I
with
know.
him. But we'll
Yeah, I was
see.
thinking about that today. You've now put it in my brain that that's gonna be a thing that happens. And I'm just like, dang.
Mm.
Let's enjoy the honeymoon phase while it happens.
Right, we gotta like forget about it in the meantime, but it's
Yep.
hard.
It's hard.
And this is where we get the harmonization of the
Oh my
season.
gosh.
The
So you wrote
dynamic
down the
duo.
lyrics or you
Just the
Googled it?
first two. It was too many. I couldn't justify it. But it was a Love Island, baby, won't you meet me by the pool? Love Island, never thought I'd be here finding you. Wanna make it go high, and make it go low. Na, 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 na. Oh.
It just makes me think, damn, they must be really bored.
I
Like,
wonder if they're
they
releasing
don't,
music now.
do you?
What
Really?
I always see from was it last season maybe? Whoever Cassie dated her season, her original
Oh,
season,
Leo. He has music
Leo,
on
he's
TikTok.
always on my TikTok. So when you coming home tonight, you waste of time. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. And I'm
I've
like,
only
how do you
seen it
sound
once.
out of tune with auto tune?
I've only seen him singing once, but I have noticed it. Your algorithm is all Love Island.
It
Well,
really
it's
is.
ironic. You see that, and I see all of Johnny's ads doing makeup, the girl he slept with.
Really? Like
Every
the
like
Casa
how
girl?
yeah, she just every now and then I'll see her doing an ad for something, like makeup, something. I
Damn.
see her frequently.
All
You know how
right.
like you scroll through videos and then one will be an ad and you're like, this doesn't look like the creator I was just watching, and you scroll through it again. It's
Yeah.
almost always her.
And randomly now TikTok, it's like at the end of the TikTok, it'll like play an ad as
Yeah.
if it's
It's
like
like ad
YouTube.
coming in 3, 2. And I'm like,
I'm like,
nope,
what is
skip, hurry up.
this? This isn't supposed to be
Swipe
happening
up,
on this
hurry.
platform.
Yeah.
Um, but so they have their moment, which we talked about more in depth at the beginning of this episode. We couldn't contain it. Um, and then James and Moira kind of have an awkward conversation about their intimacy
Hmm.
because he's really like pushing it. Like he's like, that's how that's like how you really like get to know somebody. Like intimacy is like really important, like how you get to know somebody, like you know what I mean? And she's like, I just want to take my time. And
And
he's like,
he's
yeah,
like, so like
totally.
not while you're here, right? Like. And I'm like, so he's like, so not in the near future. How many weeks are they here
This is
for?
the
Two.
first week. I think they're here like 6 weeks typically.
The fact that sex is on the table at all is crazy to me.
No, it's wild. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're just getting to know her.
Right. And this is like a dating show. So you're also here to date. And like, I don't know. The fact that I mean, no, if he wants to, and if she was interested, that'd be one thing. But for him to be like, so not at all. It's like, bro,
Can you
no,
please
obviously.
chill?
And when
Well,
you ask for it and like nag somebody, that's gonna help them want to do what you like. Leave, just let it go.
I mean, as we're learning and we'll learn more with James, he has no chill and he
Yep.
doesn't let things go.
Right. And I kind of feel like based off of the seasons we've seen, like last season, some people had sex, whatever, but it's like low-key rare to have sex in the villa.
Yeah, because what was it? It was like, wasn't it really just Rob and Cassie?
Rob
I
and
guess
Cassie had
maybe
sex.
Kendall and Nicole, but they were in the
Oh,
hideaway.
they did in the hideaway on their little thing.
Janae and
Yeah.
Kenny didn't.
Yeah.
Um, but oh, also Janae's been posting YouTube videos and she posted one where she like went to visit Kenny the first time in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
But there was Love Island cameras. They like filmed everything.
They
But
must be making some additional content
I
that'll
hope
come
because
up.
people are like, why did we not see this? Because we only saw a little clip of him asking her to be his girlfriend in the
Mm-hmm.
reunion,
Mm-hmm.
but like that was it. They didn't show anything else. So
Yeah. That's
I don't know.
interesting. Yeah, but I feel like Sex in the Villa is kind of rare. And for
It
him
is.
to ask twice is like a choice, but okay. And then like she kind of feels a way about it because she tells the girls.
Yeah. And Caitlin's like, it's so early. James needs to chill. And
Hmm.
it's like, you're right, Caitlin. Good point.
And then Moira's like saying that she doesn't feel reassured.
Yeah, no, this is the beginning of Moira starting to get the ick from James, and it
Yeah.
only gets worse.
Yeah, it's like she says something and it goes unacknowledged.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's
"What's
almost
that
as if
sound?"
he's like talking over her when she
Yeah.
tries to speak.
Right. Right.
Uh, Jeremiah and Rachel continue to vibe, not too much with that. Um, but then Trey has his one-on-ones with like Justine and Caitlyn. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
Justine, I like would feel like we have a genuine connection and you wouldn't have to worry about things getting weird too fast if I pick you. Which I thought that
And then
was
she
an
was like,
interesting
"Oh,
choice of
really?"
words.
And I was like, "What are you on? Why are you saying on to that?"
I was like odd. Like, why would it get weird?
Maybe he meant maybe he said something else and they clipped it, but I was like, "Hey, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know. That was odd. But she's like, oh, we have such a connection. I'm like, okay.
Trey is goofy to me because he starts this off by asking her, "How would you feel if I picked you?" That's a great question to ask someone who knows a recoupling is happening that day. Like, if you're
Right.
trying to narrow things down, Trey, how would you feel if I picked you? How would you feel if I picked you? Which is
There.
already probably
w-
something you've already discussed with them. I think
w-
it's a dumb question.
What is she gonna say? I would hate it because then I would
Yeah.
have to stay on this show I want to be on.
Right. Like, yeah, I'd feel good, but I'd want to keep things open and probably leave you tomorrow. It's like, no, what
Right.
this is, and then he goes and he asks Caitlyn the same thing, and I'm like, this is stupid, Trey. This is stupid.
No, it is. And his conversation with Justine, I think it's just overall better. Like they just vibe a little more. Cause like with Caitlyn, he's like, we have good convos. And she's like, yeah, you have great eyelashes.
I
Look
was
at
like,
them.
great tell.
I'm
Tell him
like,
his eyelashes are nice. That's what every man wants to hear.
right? She's like, they're so feminine, those eyelashes. Do you curl them with Maybelline? And he's like, I'm
Can you
not
show me
picking
your
you.
eyelash routine?
Is it
Who does
castor
them for
oil?
you?
What is it?
Of all things to compliment on a man in this short clip, which is probably chopped up to make her look stupid, hearing the eyelashes comment is funny to me. Not his like, you're so muscular, you're so handsome. I like your eyelashes. Okay, Caitlin, thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Kate.
Oh, and then she
Um,
said, "You're interested in me," and I love that.
I love that you like me. She is the type to say that, which honestly, respect.
At least she's true to herself.
She's like, I love that. Yeah, like that's great that you like me. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But do you like me, Caitlin? I love your eyelashes. uh, and like when they're talking about it, because it's like overall the general like overlaying thing is just seeing someone that could have a long connection with, whereas Caitlin, she'll definitely cuddle with me in the bed. And I'm like, why is this such like the guys bring it up a bunch of times, like, are we gonna cuddle? Are we
They
gonna be in the same bed? I'm
do.
like, yo, at least have some decorum.
The bed really means like it has weight to them. Like at tonight, she's gonna be in my bed though. And it's like, oh my gosh, you guys are like,
Harrington.
yeah.
I
They're
can't with him.
very I think because it's the beginning stages, they're basically like emphasizing whatever they can focus on, even if it's something minute like sharing a bed with someone. But I just think it's like kind of weird. They weigh a lot of things.
They do. The men are very insecure, which
Yes.
is common on this show. I
Hmm.
it's kind of I don't know. Maybe with this past season, the men were also very interesting. So although they were insecure, it was like, oh well, you're fun to watch. Whereas this show is kind of like, oh, you're insecure and kind of cringe.
Yeah, that's what it's giving. You're right because well, I mean, I felt like Cordell was pretty confident.
Cordell
Rob, I
was.
guess Rob was kind of confident. Miguel was kind of well, Rob, aside from I mean, he never actually
Aside from the
said
water aerobics,
he's confident.
he
Once
he's
those girls were
quiet.
gassing him up, oh, everybody wants to go on a date with me. Well, I don't know who I'm gonna be. Like, you know what I mean? They gave him a big head. But like Kendall, not very confident. Hakeem even showed his ass a little bit when he
Ugh.
was like his back goes against the wall. So
Yeah.
yeah, confidence is hard to come by.
It is apparently on this show, even though I think the two new bombshells we're gonna see later are quite confident.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very
They're
like unbothered, both of them.
very. I'm kind of like, at first I was like, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we finally get to the recoupling. And the men always give like these generic ass speeches, like when they pick them, just like, she lets
Hmm.
me be myself, and I just really like talking to her, and she's beautiful. I did note because Connor goes first and he picks Mackenzie, and he's like, she just makes things easy. And I'm like, does she? I'm like, didn't
In
y'all
what
just get in a
way?
fight because you didn't follow her when she started a fight and got mad when someone joked back with her?
Didn't she have this like complex inner dialogue that confused you where you're just like, I want to understand why she is upset?
I'm wondering why she expects these things of me. But she makes it so easy.
No,
Um,
they have to be really rough with these speeches. It's like, just think of the nicest thing you could say because we're recording.
but for real. I did also note that Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne was playing, and for some reason I thought that was an interesting and hysterical song choice.
That's
Gotta keep
funny.
my head above water. It's like about like surviving. Why are they playing that during a recoupling? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like keeping up from the storm. I'm like, isn't this supposed to be happy? Like, where's the love songs? But whatever. Um, Johnny picks Sally. Carrington picks Kirsten. Jeremiah picks Rachel. James picks Moira. And then finally, it's down to Trey. And he has to pick either Justine or Caitlin. And to neither of our surprises, and anyone who's seen this show before, he picks Justine. And
Hmm.
which is great. We love Justine. And this is where they played the Billie Eilish song.
Quiet when I'm coming home,
Oh, and I'm
Maya,
on my own. Wait, should
Maya.
we let's be Jeremiah and Johnny?
Should we do it in their monotone voices?
Yes, and we'll do the I can lie, say I like it like that thing.
Okay.
Okay. Three, two, one. I can
I
lie,
can lie,
say I
say
like
I
it
like
like
it
that.
like that,
Like
like,
it like that.
like that.
Like it
Ah.
like that. Oh.
Uh, I-
Oh. Love Island, baby, let me meet you by the
You know what
pool.
it's giving? The ring didn't mean a thing.
You bought me a ring to shut me up. The ring. The If
Kim
y'all have not
Zolciak, if you
watched
know, you
Real Housewives of
know.
Atlanta, you need to.
I'm
You know what it
dead.
also gives? Like when you're 8 and you and your cousin have to convince yourselves like you're good singers. And you're like, we're gonna write this original song. Love Island, won't you take me by the pool? And you like perform for your parents and they're like, get the fuck out of my face.
I'm dead. No, when the
Oh,
Billie Eilish song came on, I was like, not the saddest song for the girl that's not sad. She's like, don't cry, it's okay. Yeah, I'm fine.
she's
Bye,
just standing there and she's like,
guys.
this isn't awkward at all. I'm like,
Oh,
and
famous last words, Caitlin. Thank you. Icing on the cake for your experience here.
thank you for your contribution to this season. We appreciate it. She did say that she learned to be more optimistic and get to know people. Like,
That's great. No, she
amazing.
literally left with a huge smile. I don't know who was, I couldn't tell who was crying. Some
I think it
some
was
of the girls were upset.
Mackenzie. She like
It
ran
was
over and was like sobbing. I'm like, calm down.
she's like, I hate this. And she's like, it's fine, don't cry. No, I'm
She's like,
fine. Yeah,
it's
don't cry.
totally fine. Yeah, it's fine. Um, Very anticlimactic though, because wasn't it like anytime someone went home this past season, it was like a funeral. Like I
Oh
remember
yeah.
when Coy went home, even it was this drama because Janae, our
Mm-hmm.
dramatic queen, picked Connor instead. When
Mm-hmm.
Hannah went home, I almost cried. I was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, this is so sad. And literally
Yeah.
Andrea, like all these dramatic exits.
Live.
Live, oh my gosh. But then
That
this
was
one is
sad.
just like, okay, bye. And they're like, bye. And she's like, bye, bye. And she just goes in like this hallway. There's no slow-mo. There's
Uh,
no like,
he's just like quickly walking with her
she's like, gotta
suitcase.
go. I'm like,
Maybe
all
she was
right.
ready to leave
I
because
think she
apparently
was.
she's had such a tough time.
Yeah, I feel like though she would have liked one of the new bombshells.
Oh yeah, I think she would have liked both of them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
we'll get to them.
Too
Um,
bad.
too bad, Caitlin. Bye.
Bye, Caitlin.
So Trey and Justine chat, and Trey goes, "I'm glad that you'll be in my bed now." And I'm like, "Shut up. What? What? We're what? I mean,
And that's a weird thing to say because they're not really giving any physical connection here. He still kisses her on the cheek. They when they sleep, they kind of sleep apart.
right.
Like, so I was like, I don't know if he was expecting something, but I feel like her boundaries were pretty clear. So why are
Yeah,
you mentioning the bed?
I was wondering maybe it's because he had to sleep alone for a while because he was a single. But
Oh,
I'm like, y'all get twin size beds. Isn't it better to be alone?
yeah, they're
Loki?
pretty small. It
I
looks like
don't
a
know.
fool or something.
Right? But then Kirsten gets a text, and her and Moira have dates with two new bombshells.
Bombshells.
And this is where we continue to see the mask fall with James.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like talking to the guys, and he's like, he would look at Moira different if she entertained someone else and says it would mean everything she said was a lie. And I'm like,
That's dramatic.
that's okay. It's again, it's week one. What literally like what did she say? Like, I'm never
She
gonna
said
look
she
in
loved.
another guy's direction. Like,
Right. Did she say she loved you? Did like why is she owing you loyalty for some reason on a dating show? When you're not exclusive, when you just met,
yeah.
and
I
you're
would
low-key not even on the same page. You want to have sex, she doesn't.
they're not. And it's like I could understand if he was like, if she's not honest with me about it, like if she
Yes,
were like
that's one
shady
thing.
about it, that's one
Hmm.
thing. But to be like, if
Hmm.
she entertains, I'm like, well, that's what they're low-key supposed to do.
Because weren't you entertaining a conversation with, I think it was Kirsten?
He
He pulled
was.
her aside, was all gog in front of Moira, pulled her aside, had a conversation with her. So that's crazy. Okay, maybe it didn't work out and you're not talking to her anymore, but like that's wild that as soon as she stands up to go do something, you're already in your feelings.
No, less.
Foreshadowing a lot.
Foreshadowing. It gets worse. And
It
just when you
gets
think it couldn't
worse.
get worse, it
It
does.
does.
Um, and then Carrington, his insecure ass.
Yeah.
He's already.
He's like, man, we went on a date. If their date is as good as the one we went on, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna, because she's in my bed tonight. She's gonna be with me tonight.
He's like,
So
this is
it's
our
not that
first
big
time
of a
as a
deal.
couple. It's fine, but like I'm trying to be secure, but it's fine. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
Cause she
I'm like,
coming home to me tonight, at least. And all the guys are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm
it's like, okay,
like,
here we go.
don't hype him up. Like
Oh,
you haven't seen two people share a bed that don't like each other.
right. Again, even in the future, there's a bad situation that's wild.
Yeah.
Um, but we meet the bombshells. We have Caleb, 24 from Oklahoma City. He's an IT
Hmm.
sales consultant, and he feels like he's the full package and that he's
Hmm.
geeky, but he looks good. I'm like, okay.
Hi, Caleb.
Hey, Caleb. Maggie likes
You're cute.
Caleb.
Hi, Caleb. Hey. No, he's
Hi,
whatever.
Caleb.
I didn't think he was particularly cute. Calvin looks like Clark Kent, like textbook Superman before he was in the sun, because I didn't see his freckles until he was outside. Like the
Yeah,
first day, it looked like he was wearing makeup. His face looks super smooth. Am I missing something?
maybe it was the lighting
Okay.
because it was like you couldn't tell too much. It seemed like it was kind of
Yeah.
like bright lighting in the casino, and then you could see
Okay.
his freckles more and more
Yeah.
as
Later on.
but yeah, we meet Calvin, who's 25 from Houston. He's a former pest control consultant, rates himself a 10 out of 10 and a six-course meal. And I will say, at first I was like, it's giving first bombshell to be dumped from the villa.
Really?
However, as it
Calvin?
progresses, it changes for me. But just initially, I was like, who is this dweeb? Like, what's going on?
Oh, really? I thought he was charming. I was like, oh, he's cute. he's like, yeah, I'm here to. And then as soon as he started talking to the girls, I was like, oh, okay, Calvin.
He kind of looks like he'd be in like the 50s version of Leave It to Beaver.
I'm dead.
Like he'd be like the
I could
older
see him.
brother. He
It's
like
like
go
the
to the sock
opposite.
hop.
I see him on like The Apprentice.
Not The Apprentice. Maggie's like, I'd see him in Suits.
It's the cowlick. It's the like, hi, I'm Calvin.
It's me. He's funny.
Calvin.
Um, but Caleb and Kirsten, they have their date.
Hmm.
And she tries to tell him about the recoupling, but he's like, "Oh no, I don't want to hear that." Respectfully, like that's all in the past. I'm focused on the future.
And she's like, ooh, that wow, really? Wow, that's turning me on. And I'm like, because he said he doesn't want to talk shit with you.
I'm like, "All right."
Okay.
But then Calvin and Moira chat, and
Hmm.
he's like, they're like joking about like her being older because she's 28, and he's like, "I've dated older before." I'm like, "You're 25. It's not like even that big of an age gap, and
And how
28
much
isn't
older?
old. That's like
Yeah,
three
that part.
years. Like,
Yeah.
relax."
So are you
But
saying you dated someone in their 30s? Because that's okay.
yeah,
But
I
like,
don't
why do you
know.
have to mention it? I don't know. It's like he cares, but he's acting like he doesn't. I've done, I've, it's like, wait, what
I
is this?
respect my elders.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like, I'm mature. And it's like,
people
okay,
say I'm
maybe
mature for
because,
my age.
like, tell us you're self conscious about your age with Moira specifically. That's basically what he's saying.
I've been told I'm an old soul. So, and she's like, okay.
I've been told that I should be on Leave It to Beaver.
I listened to the shade of it all. It was like a premonition.
Yeah.
I don't think it exists, but I think in 2024 it will.
Not a premonition. You're so funny.
What if he said that? Like he looked to the camera and he's like, I heard and I had a dream. It was this podcast and it was this girl with pink lighting and this guy who had a shirt that said he was on Voice Pressed, but he was somehow talking about my looks and said I could be on Leave It to Beaver. I'm not quite sure
I'm
what it
dead.
is, but I guess we'll see.
If that
Um,
happened, my whole worldview would change. I'd be like, oh my gosh, what?
I'd be like, they knew.
They
Um,
knew.
Carrington and James are like freaking out and they're literally trying to outdo each other on who should be more comfortable slash worried. Because they keep going back and forth. It's like, yeah, I'm worried. And it's like, no, I'm worried. And it's like, but you should be comfortable because you've been with her since day one. It's like, oh no, you should be
Yeah.
comfortable because like, like it's your first time as like the like couple. And it's like, we should be
Like,
comfortable. And it's like, yeah, I'm trying. Like, yeah, I'm definitely comfortable.
and Carrington's like, oh my gosh, if she comes back with him, like, I'm gonna let the wolf out. The wolf.
What wolf? Teen wolf? Stop.
I'm dead.
But Moira tells Calvin that her and James said they weren't looking at anyone else in the villa, but she has to be honest and say that Calvin is really cute. And this is where I'm like, oh, this could be a love triangle.
Hmm.
We'll see, it won't be, but it could have been an interesting one. Caleb tells Kirsten she needs a grown man. I think kind of throwing shade towards Carrington.
I guess. I was like, damn,
I'm
okay.
like, all right.
Again, the disparaging the other person is just unnecessary. You don't need to do all that.
It is. They'll
Relax,
disparage
Daya.
themselves. Daya.
Daya. What's her name? Daya?
I think it's Daya,
Daya.
but
Relax,
maybe it could be
Daya.
either. I don't know. But then Caleb and Calvin get texts that they can invite a new girl for a date. And
Hmm.
this is where Rachel gets a text that Caleb wants a nightcap. And it's like, okay, Rachel and
And
Caleb.
Jeremiah's like, no.
And then Carrington gets a text like,
Bro.
no need to wait up. I'm taking Kirsten on a date. So Kirsten's going on both dates, and Carrington's like, are you kidding me? They're like, that's disrespectful.
Do you think production wrote? I don't think he wrote that message. There's no way.
No, of course, production. Do you think they're
Yeah.
typing like, wow, girl, can't wait to take you on a date? Hashtag nightcap for two. Hashtag Carrington wishes. Hashtag Love Island USA. It's like,
I was
no.
like, he's like, this is disrespectful. And I'm like, but how it's written is like, you can go to bed. I'm taking your girl instead of like Carrington. Kirsten's going on another date. It was like written
Yeah.
as if he wrote it.
It was very like shady, like no need, like your
Very.
girl's in good hands.
She's good with me.
Uh, but that was pretty much the end of episode 4.
Yep.
So kind of cliffhanger-ish about the two new dates. And then, like we said before, episode 5 was the recap, hour and a half episode. So we're skipping that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna jump to episode 6. And with this, Jeremiah says Rachel has every right to get to know the new guy. He's nervous, but he's very respectful about it.
What an outlook, Brandon. This is
Right?
interesting.
Very
Jeremiah's not worried
normal.
about who's in his bed. He's just like, you know,
Hmm.
she should get to know people. Interesting, interesting, interesting.
An interesting pants. I can't speak tonight. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm like fumbling all over my words. An
I was too. You're
interesting
fine.
stance. I'm
Very
like
interesting stance.
combining letters. What is wrong?
Mhm.
It's late, y'all. So sorry. Um,
It's
but
9:19.
I had a long day. Okay.
Say that.
Um, Calvin and Kirsten cheers to being Texans. I feel like every time Kirsten talks to somebody, they always go on some tangent about how she's from Texas.
Yes, they
Texas,
do.
Texas. What am I
Texas.
saying? And I'm like, why does this always keep getting brought up? But I guess a bunch of them are kind of from Texas. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But Rachel tells Caleb she wants to give him a fair shot, but it will take a lot to turn her from Jeremiah. And then Caleb cuts her off and is like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't need to hear about anyone else." And I'm like, you could just let people talk.
That
Like,
part, like, you're on a date where like the goal is to get to know someone. I think and the relationship status is kind of important to know. So like,
he's trying to like be like the play it cool, like I don't need to hear about anyone else. It's just about me
yeah,
in the future. Like in both instances. And I'm like, well, actually, you're on a show and she's trying to recap you on what just happened. And also they're
right.
just trying to communicate their thoughts. So maybe just let them speak.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
he seems to cut them off after they've already explained it.
Pretty much.
He's like, it's fine. We can move to something else. And
They only
and
have
then
like
we don't
one
really
word left of the sentence, and he's like, no, 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 no. You don't have to go there.
yeah. And then they don't really talk about anything else.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'll be respectful. And like, yeah, this is where I'm like, okay, he's trying to be confident, but like, just let the people speak.
Right.
Um, and then we go back to Carrington, and he's just pissed because his special night was taken from him.
He's like, I'm not stressed. I'm not worried. I'm just pissed
I'm
because
just pissed.
this
It's
was
supposed to
our
be my night.
they ruined our special night. But at least I get to sleep next to her.
Yeah.
We know, Carrington. You've
He's
told
like,
us before.
right, he's in like the diary room, just like, oh yeah, like it's all good because I get to sleep next to her. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, Carrington, we got
It's
it.
like that anxious person is holding on to one slither of hope. And so that's just what's on her mind. Like
But she
he's
gets to be in
not
my
playing
bed
anything.
tonight, right?
Right. You
The
sleeping
rules
next to
aren't
me.
changing. She can't
Right.
recouple.
Mm-hmm.
It's me, right? That should be me holding her hand. He's constantly just playing that in his head. Uh, but Rachel says she's the type to take the lead, and Caleb says he's a yes man. And they're kind of vibing. I like their chat. It's good communication, kind of.
That's like two sentences. Do you like to take the lead? Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a yes man. Okay. Cheers to a
Oh,
good day.
all
Ooh.
right.
Literally, that's all.
I know, right? And Calvin and Kirsten isn't much better, but
Mm-mm.
they do conclude that they're both sassy Texans. And I'm like, you are
Yeah.
pretty sassy, Calvin. Um, Moira returns
Oh
from her
boy.
date.
Can I be James for a few of these?
Yes, because at first it's like at first it wasn't even James, it was Johnny. He like they because like all the guys like ambush
Oh,
her at first.
Johnny and Trey like
Yes,
run up to
for
her.
the very first time they go up to her. They're like, tell us about the dates and the guys. And James is like
Yeah.
freaking out, but at this point he's not saying too much. He's kind of
Well,
like, you
yeah,
know,
he was being a little calm when she first saw her. But before she even walked, well, as she was walking in, he's like, "Guys, do you think I can be mad if she doesn't come talk to me first?" And I was
oh
like,
yeah.
"Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah, he's like looking for a reason to be mad.
Right. Do you think I can be mad if she wants to couple up with someone else? Do you think I can be mad if she doesn't talk to me first? Like, what? What? Come on.
It's like,
But yeah,
chill.
the other guys run up to her. What does he look like? What does he look like? What do they look like? And I'm like, Trey,
Yeah.
relax. Your girl didn't just go on a date. Why are you worried about what they look like? I mean, I
She,
get it, but just chill. You're gonna see them in like an hour, 2 hours.
she was funny though, because she was pretending like she didn't like memorize
Yeah,
exactly what he looked like at first. Because when she was telling James, she was like, he's like fit and like, yeah. And I was like,
yeah,
okay. And then she's like, actually, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
yeah.
Hi, I'm gonna go to the side of the road on the highway. And then she like goes to Mackenzie
Mm-hmm.
and she's just like giving her all the details. She's like, he's 5'11, he has freckles, he has kind of like soft ginger hair, very fine built, he had a t-shirt on, jeans. Looked like this, looked like that. I think I saw him on an episode of Leave It to Beaver, but I'm not quite sure. And Mackenzie's like, oh
He's
my
like,
God,
I
tell me
can't
more,
stop
tell me
smiling.
more.
Yeah, no, Mackenzie was all for it.
And then she did say, by the end of the date, she was smitten by Calvin in his open. And
Hmm.
Mackenzie's like, look, you and James aren't perfect. So you should give Calvin a chance and you shouldn't feel bad. And I'm like, period.
And here's James. They're on the balcony. James is like looking around. He's standing
Where did
up,
Moira
just
go?
occasionally looking at the balcony, so anxious. You could tell he's on 10. And you could tell that he is not aware of when he's getting worked up because Homeboy was doing entirely too much. Even so, all the boys rush her, right? They sit down, and James is like, "What does he look like? What is he like? What is he like? Do you want to tell me? You want to tell me now? Oh, you want to tell me by myself? You want to talk alone?" And it's like, dude, can she answer one of your questions? Like he
Yeah.
rapid fires questions and she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. It's like, yo, you're doing too much, bro. And he's like, okay, okay, yeah, go to the bathroom. I'll be here when you get back. Bro, chill
It's like,
out.
okay. And at first it's like, okay, he's kind of nervous, but whatever. But
Mm-mm.
then him and Moira do have a one-on-one. And
Oh
do
my
you
God. And he
want to
does it
reenact
again.
it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
please. He's like, oh yeah, let's. She's like, wait, she asked him to chat.
She's like, we can chat. Like, let's chat, like something like
Oh, he's
that.
like, yeah, yeah, let's chat, let's chat. Okay, yeah, come over here, let's sit over here. So is it good news? Is it bad news? Oh, oh, I see a new smile on your face. Are you smiling? That's a new smile. I haven't seen that smile before. That's new. Oh, like what is it? Come on, tell me. Yeah, let's
Um,
talk.
okay. So, I did feel something with Calvin. I told him about you. We talked about you a little bit, but like I said like ultimately like I won't say no to a chat. Like I'm open to getting to know him, you know?
Okay, so you want to know him more. So does that mean that you're gonna go slower with me? Because to get to know him, you have to go slow. You might go slower with me. So does that mean we're gonna take a step back?
Well, like
Because
the
like
thing
I'm getting to
is
know
like
you, so you're gonna get to know both of us.
I just
Like
want to like
I,
I would just chat with him again.
but what does that mean? Like, so you're gonna chat with him sometimes, but then like still sleep with me? Like, can we still cuddle and stuff? Like, is it gonna be weird? Am I allowed to touch you? Can we still kiss? Like, but
I
like, are
don't
you gonna get to
I
know both
don't
of us? How are you gonna do
I
that?
don't I don't think I like your attitude right now.
What attitude? I don't do anything. I'm good. I'm cool.
It's just
I'm
like
hip.
you're being very defensive.
Defensive? What are you talking about? I'm fine. We're having fun. We're having a good talk right now. I'm not doing anything.
Moira wanted to astral project to anywhere else.
Literally, she was like, bro, get me the fuck out of this place. She's like, I don't like your attitude. She's like,
Y-
I wish you would be supportive. And he's like, I'm supportive. What do you mean? I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, okay.
Oh, bro, when he started doing the friend thing, he said before you left, you said we were gonna have a new friend. So are we having a new friend, or is he like your new man, or like a new person you're gonna date? Because like, how can you said he was gonna be your new friend? So are you
We
taking it
had one
back? Are you taking
date.
it back? The how he asks 100 questions from one sentence is crazy. He's
He
spiraling.
spiraling. His energy is insane.
Insane.
It's like that's the only word I could really think to describe it. It was just like insane. Like you're not letting her answer. You're just like, and like you for some reason don't think you're being defensive or spiraling, but your
Right.
tone is crazy.
Your tone is crazy.
You're
You're
like
like,
saying wild shit like, oh, does that mean this? Does that mean that? It's like she just said she was open to talking to someone. Like it wasn't like I get like feeling like, oh, that sucks that she's like open or like whatever. Like, oh, that she
yeah.
likes someone else. That's normal. But to be like,
Right.
does that mean you're gonna get to know me less? Like that's crazy because that goes against everything you said. Like I'm
And
just
she's
saying.
like, I think she said at one point, he didn't even walk in here yet. Like, what do you want me to? I can't,
She's like,
basically, I
he's
can't
literally
predict how I'm
on
gonna
another
respond.
date.
Like, relax. And he's just talking more. She's shutting down more. He can't read her body language for some reason. Because usually when somebody stops talking, either they're listening or they're like, they don't want to talk to you anymore. You know what I mean? Like the way that he's not even noticing. He just keeps on with the 100 questions. And I'm like, dude, you're acting low-key crazy right now. Like the fact that you went from zero to this is insane. Because and you know what it is? He's been stewing for 2 hours or however long this date is, pacing
Yeah.
around the villa, waiting for her to come back. He has all these questions and is not even understanding that his delivery is bad. And when she tells him, he gets defensive. I'm fine. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong. I didn't do anything.
What are you talking about?
Oh
Like, what is she talking
gosh.
about? Like, this girl's crazy. And it's like, oh my God. Um,
James. James,
she like
James.
walks away and then he goes to chat with Mackenzie. And Mackenzie's
Mm-hmm.
like, the biggest mistake you can make is changing your behavior. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, too late for that.
Yeah.
And then
I
Moira
was like,
tells
that's good advice, but he didn't hear. He was like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
he should have
And
spoke
I'm
to her
like,
before talking to Moira.
right.
He probably wouldn't have listened though, was the thing.
Yeah.
Um, but then Moira's selling Justine she's really feeling Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
And Sally's like, you need to put yourself first and follow how you feel because I did that. And had I not, I wouldn't have been with Johnny. So you just do this for you. I was like, period.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone returns to the villa, and this is where James just
Bro.
continues to act even crazier.
He's the first to run up to both guys and greet them. Hey man, what's up? I'm James. Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up? And then as they're walking, he's like next to Calvin, like walking inside with him. And then they all like sit down to talk. And the guys are like, yeah, we're just here to get to know everybody, here to have a good time. We're excited, a little nervous, but excited. And he's like, are you guys tired? Do you want a tour? Yeah, yeah. Like, what do you want? Like, is like being the most. And then they answer, and he turns to Moira and he's like, they're two really cool dudes. These guys are two cool dudes. What do you think? And she's just like looking at him still like, boy,
She
I'm
said,
on voice
sorry, I'm
rest.
on voice rest.
He was doing too much and still and she's like and like she's not answering and he's like what's wrong, like what's going on,
I told
everything's
you they were
fine.
cool when when I came back from the date.
He's like I'm having fun, okay? And she goes chill the fuck out and he's like chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. She just told me chill the fuck out and then he stands up and he's like chill the fuck out. And then like the guys start walking away to like so a whole other conversation has happened with the group. I think the group was like maybe the guys should go talk and the girls will stay.
Yeah.
James is having his moment talking about chill the she told chill the fuck out. Let me show you. He was doing so much to the point where the guys had to physically pull him away. He's like, she just said chill the fuck out. And they're like, come on, man. And Trey pulls him into like the men's dressing room and is like, chill out, bro. And he's like, I'm chill, I'm fine. She's being weird. She's being crazy.
Is
She told
is
me to chill.
Isn't this where he tells Calvin, that girl you picked, there's something not right with
Yes,
her.
as
And
they're
it's like,
walking in.
and like even before he left her, he's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? And she's just
Oh
like
my
looking away. She's like, I can't
god.
even right now. And I totally get it when someone, because it's like he could not, his energy is like in her face. He could
Yes,
not be even near her, but his energy and the way he's talking, it's as if he's like this close to her face. And she's just
literally.
like, maybe if I look away, he'll disappear.
Yeah, and
And
that's
it's
all
like,
she can do because he's not receptive to her saying, I just like, okay, what, like, he's not reading her body language at all. The silence, it seems to just let you carry on. So yeah, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, relax. And we didn't even get to hear the conversations that they had in their little groups, which would have been interesting because we were
I know,
just like
right?
seeing James spiral. And I'm just like, he got to the point of saying that like Moira's crazy. And she was like, he has shown his true colors. But it was just so bizarre to me. Cause in the episode before this, I think, when he was talking about the sex thing, she was basically telling him like, "No, I don't want to do that." And I kind of want space. Like, I feel like you're smothering me a little bit. Like, I kind of need space. Like, I'm a girl who likes my space. Like, please give me space. And then he proceeds to do none of that when it matters the most. So if we know Moira wants space, this is turning her off 100%.
Right. And it's like his lack of self-awareness is just astounding.
Crazy to
I'm like,
me.
Jesus.
When Trey
Um,
has to tell you to chill and you're like, I'm fine. And it's like it's even more psychotic because he's happy. He's like, I'm good. We're good. We're good. Like, we're fine, right? He's like
yeah.
smiling ear to ear as he
That's
gaslights
how
her.
you know he's something ain't
Crazy.
right.
Mm-hmm.
What is it
He's got
Phaedra would say
something.
on Atlanta? Something must have been put in the buttermilk or something. She said something
No,
like
for
that.
real. No, for real. Like there is a screw that's loose in here because like he's doing it with a smile, which is almost like a
He's
fake
like, what do you mean?
positivity.
Like, yeah, like what's wrong with you? Like, yeah, totally.
It's
Like, should we talk to Jane? Oh my God, Calvin's cool, right? Like he's cool, right? What's
yeah,
wrong with you? Like,
right.
she's crazy. Like, something's wrong with her. I'll chill. I'll chill.
So in his head, he's like, I haven't used any profanity. I'm being positive. I'm just asking her some questions. It's like, but he's not even realizing that he's like doing too much, kind of invading her space, like being a little too
Yeah.
assertive, asking a lot of questions without listening to any of like the questions come faster than she can answer. You don't pause to ask her, to give her a minute. You don't want to know the answer. You're just trying to say what's on your
You can't
mind. You want to get
handle
a
the
word in.
truth. Um,
Basically,
but
he's
it's
doing too
like,
much.
yeah, it's like, sir, just because you're not saying like fuck you, bitch, like you're still not like being good. Like,
Right.
I don't
And
know,
that's why
maybe
the chill
that's
the
what
fuck
he
out that
thinks. Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's
don't
why it
know.
offends him so much because he's like, chill the fuck out. I am the happiest person in
I was
Las
born
Vegas.
chill. Look at my colorful tattoos. Look at them.
I exude positivity. She's crazy.
I have blonde highlights. It's like,
Bro, watching James Spiral was something I did not expect. I was not ready.
I
I
didn't
did not think he
either.
would do
That one
that.
caught me off guard a little bit. I was like,
I was
oh.
like, oh, I thought Carrington would do that before James.
I thought James and Moira would be like the Kayler and Aaron. Like
Oh,
maybe he'd
really?
fuck up at the end, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Because it's just like, I don't know. Because also in the beginning, people were like, wow, they're so great together. He really brings her out of her shell. So I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
look
this
at
is
her
like going to be like a
talking.
sweet couple.
Yeah.
And like maybe something will happen, maybe not, but they're going to last.
Yeah, the girls would like tease her, like, "Ooh, girl, I saw y'all in the
And she's
bed
like,
getting cozy," and she's like,
I will
"Not
say,
anymore."
there was something with this episode, Moira, I think something changed in her. I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
oh, Moira, are you a baddie?
I ain't never been with a Betty. No, for real. I
Madison, but I'm calling her Maddie.
no,
But
I saw it because she was like, "Oh no,
this
no,
was her
no."
Leah Rob in the pool moment. Or
Mm-hmm.
where
She's
Lee
like,
or Leah when he like picked on Drea and she was like, I have been very fucking well behaved and I won't be bitch. This was her moment, but she's not like Leah, so it's not as like funny.
It's
Like,
she's like quietly doing it because she sees his
yes.
behavior and she rolls her eyes like during the first conversation. During this one by the group, she's just looking at him like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like the looks say everything. In my head, she's like, "If you don't shut the fuck up," you know what I mean? Like that's what it's giving.
Yeah. I might like beat the shit out of you. No.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm not with the shits. You're not about to play in my face."
Right? I kind of live for Moira.
Yeah, no, me
Um,
too.
but Jeremiah and Rachel chat. Now, here we go. We get this. She says, the date went well, and like she's open to talk to him more. And Jeremiah's like,
Hmm.
totally, and you should be. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Hmm.
And
And
it
then
was
they
just,
make out and have a great night.
and she's like still very much into him, but she's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll talk to him again, Caleb, you know. And he's like, of
Hmm.
course. I'm like, and there you go.
And there you go,
Maybe J James. I almost called him
James.
Jeremy. Um,
Jeremy with an A.
Jeremy with an A. Maybe had you played it kind of chill like that, maybe
Yes.
Moira would have been like, oh, maybe there is
Hmm.
something to James.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
maybe I kind of want to talk to Calvin, but not as much as I thought. Mm.
Hmm.
But Carrington asked Kirsten if she's feeling the two new bombshells, and she says she's
Hmm.
open to chat with them, but still wants Carrington, which,
Yeah.
he took that and ran with it. He's like, perfect, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is where you said Moira says she feels like James has shown his true colors, and then they all go to
Hmm.
bed. They go to bed a
Yeah, she's
lot
like,
in this
that's a
episode.
him problem. That's a him problem. And I was like, I
Period.
love the identification. Don't let that man gaslight you, Moira.
Mm-hmm. And then the next day, James is all like, oh, I'm gonna give Moira space. And it's like, okay, that's a good call. All
Hmm.
right. Kirsten and Caleb chat, and she's just like, oh, I'm very much into Carrington. And he says, you should still be open-minded. But he does tell us, like, I'm not the type to chase. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna like chase her, like whatever, like force it, but like open. And I'm like, okay, that's like a normal, like, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and then he was like, "We don't have to have serious chats all the time. We can just talk like normal people." And I was like, "That's a
Right.
good way to keep the door open."
That is. Caleb seems
Hmm.
nice.
Yeah, he seems very level-headed. They both seem nice. Like he seems very level-headed. He's not like really caught up in the drama. He's more so focused on what he has with individual people. He's shooting
Yeah.
his shot.
And there you go.
Mm,
And then Calvin tells Caleb, oh, he wants to chat with Moira more. And this is also where they kind of talk about the plight of being a bombshell because they're like, oh, we're coming into this experience, and it's like we have to rip it
yeah,
open, and it's like womp womp,
yeah.
okay. Um, James and don't tell, don't get lip started. James and Moira chat, and he's
Hmm.
like, last night was just a lot, and
Mm.
he's like, but I did nothing wrong, and there's nothing to forgive.
Yeah. And I was like, so you're gonna tell her basically how to feel, which is a crazy way to start a conversation when you know homegirl is upset with you.
Yeah,
That's insane. He's giving narcissist energy. Like, what? I did nothing wrong. Last night was a little weird, but I didn't do anything wrong.
it
Like,
just
if you didn't
something
do,
that happened. It's like,
yeah. So if you didn't do anything wrong, why is she upset? She's upset by herself?
right. And then she's just like, you keep being defensive. And then he just keeps
Hmm.
on going and like talking a million miles a minute, not letting
Hmm.
her speak.
Mm-mm.
And then this is where I notice even more that he's smiling when he's angry, and it's like crazy.
Hmm. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like we were just talking. Like I should be upset. And like, you were doing other you weren't doing anything wrong. It was just me. I'm the only one to blame. Like, bro.
I tried to just tell you, like, I was upset by this and I just need space. And then he
Hmm.
laughs. And she's like, and it's really
Hmm.
fucking rude when you laugh when I'm telling you how I feel. I'm like, period, let him know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just
And
like
he's like, "You're not even looking
crazy.
at me. You're not looking at me. You're doing something else right now. I don't know what you're doing. Like, I don't know about this anymore." And she's like, "Okay, I need space." And so he's just like basically not listening to anything she's saying.
He's not getting the hint
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Take a
He's like, "I
hint,
didn't
take
do
a
anything.
hint.
I didn't do shit. She's mad for no reason. You're crazy. She's crazy. This girl is crazy." So she gets up and walks away. Oh no, 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 no. She said something else that was really good.
She's like disassociating. She's like, I get me the fuck out of here.
She's like, "You were defensive, and if you respect me and like me, you'd give me space." And he's like, "I have given you space. I gave you space this morning."
He's like, it's been
And
three
she's,
hours.
and then again, he's like, "You won't even look at me."
And
So
she's like,
basically, like, he knows that he's not giving her space. He's kind of acknowledging a little bit, like, "I'm not getting anything from you, and I like feel like there's weird tension. I want to solve it." And she's like, "I need space." And he's like, "But you won't even look at me." Like, I think he's realizing he's like lost her. Even when he greets her, like to have this chat, she like gives him the he gives her an awkward side hug. He like knows that she doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And so she's like, "You're not even," like wants her to like feel bad for like not giving him space when he doesn't realize that he's not acknowledging that he caused it.
no. And it's like, sir, like you could, maybe this could have went well had you apologized in the beginning, but instead you opted to say, I did nothing wrong and I don't owe you an apology.
Straight off rip without her even opening her mouth to say anything. That's crazy.
Yes. And then he goes
Mm-hmm.
to Mackenzie and he's like, I'm over Moira. That new guy can have her. And
Mm-hmm.
Mackenzie's like, I hate when guys say that. It's up to the girl. It's not your place to be like, oh, you can have them. Like, she'll decide. And I'm
Right, like
like,
she's property or
period,
something.
Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then she's just like, you can't talk to women that way. And
Mm-hmm.
like, he's like, I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. And she's like, you just freaked the fuck out to everyone and ran your mouth. What do you mean?
You've been ranting all over the villa. She's like, give her space. And he's like, "I didn't," well, basically, "Why does she need space? I didn't do anything." And she's like, "You've been telling all of us." And I was like, "Get him all the way together, Mackenzie." And she's like, "Stop shifting it onto
Yes,
her."
this is where I noted I really like Mackenzie in every situation that's not her relationship.
No, for real. She gives good ass advice. She doesn't let people beat around the bush. She's very straightforward. She calls out bullshit. I love
Sticks up
it.
for her friends.
Sticks up for her friends, gives them
Like,
advice,
but then when we
acknowledges their
get to her
feelings.
relationship, it's like,
Oh,
but
please
like you
stop.
didn't like follow me after like 20 minutes. And like, what do you mean? Like, I don't get it. I'm like, oh God. We need
Yeah.
her to just play the live. Don't have a connection with anyone, but just
Yep.
defend people and cause drama.
Right.
Um, And then Justine and Trey talk, and it's just another talk where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take it slow. We'll see where it goes." Like they had like the same conversation, I swear, like 8 times,
Yeah.
and I'm
Do you
like,
see them getting
"We get
any
it."
deeper or building like it's just kind of seems a little stagnant since he picked her.
I mean,
Or they're not showing it.
I don't, but I also never did. When they started to
Yeah.
talk, I was confused. I was like, "You have no connection, really. Like you can talk, but like."
Yeah. At first, when I saw them together, I was like, "Oh, this is cute." And and she seemed genuinely interested, but like the body language, like it's really not giving anything, which doesn't mean like, they're not very physical, which doesn't mean anything, but we don't even hear them talk about a whole lot. So I'm just like, do you like each other?
Yeah, it's just the same conversations. Like, I could see us being together. I like to take it slow. I'll take it slow with you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kiss your cheek now.
They
And it's
must
like,
they must have other conversations because this doesn't really make sense.
I'm probably, I don't know. But Moira and Calvin chat. And
Mm-hmm.
they just kind of joke about how James is filled with all these red flags. And I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And she just likes Calvin because he's chill and the conversation's
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not asking her a million questions in the span of 60 seconds.
Yeah, he's like, if you want to chat, we can chat. If you don't, we don't have to. Just let me know. And she's like, not you giving me space like I need.
She's like, oh my gosh.
A man who anticipates somebody else might need space.
Look at
My
you go.
husband.
We did it, Joe.
Are you
Uh,
my cousin? I'm your husband. You my husband. I'm your man. What did he say? What's
what
my
is
name?
this from?
Beyonce, say my name. Wait, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Brandon, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, James.
Brandon, you haven't seen that like iconic video of the guy at the Beyonce concert who's like, Beyonce, Beyonce. And she's like, what's your name? And he says he's like he says his name and puts Knowles at the end. And she's like,
Oh,
are you my cousin? And he's like, I'm your husband. She's like, my husband? What's my name? Beyonce, say my name, say my name. I have to send it to you. It's the best. And he like smiles and waves at her after. You haven't seen that?
I don't think so, but that sounds amazing. So please send
It
it to me.
is. Yes, I
I
will.
recently came across this girl on TikTok who impersonates Kamala Harris, and it's kind of the funniest thing I've
Oh my
ever
gosh, I've
seen in
seen
my
her.
life.
They kind of look alike.
They kind of do, and she puts like the wig on, and she's like,
Yes.
"Okay, I am Kamala Harris. Uh, I am talking, okay, to Kerry Washington, girl." I'm like, I love you.
What's the tree? She always repeats the
Do you
tree
think you just fell
saying.
out of a coconut tree? You exist within the context of what came before you, where you come from. Ah, love them.
I
Um,
love them too.
they all go to bed again. There was like a bunch of bed scenes, and this is where the wild, it's like because Moira and James still have to share a bed, but it's not even like there's a division, it's just like a gap.
Yeah,
And they're like on
they're
the edges.
just
I think at one point she moved beds.
yeah, yeah. She's not with this. She's like, I don't wait, no, no, no. That was the first night. Wait, I'm confused. I saw there was a
It's
day where I
probably
saw her
both.
sleeping by herself.
I think I think they were separated kind of like both nights, but it was like weird because I think it was the second night she started in the bed, and then when they woke up, she was in a different bed.
Okay.
She was like in the green bed instead of the yellow bed.
Yeah.
I
It
noticed. I
was
was
weird
like,
because did you peep she whispered to somebody, that's James's bed. And I was like, what are y'all talking about?
yeah, that was weird. I was just like, as if they don't know. Like, what do you mean? And they have your names.
Yeah.
That part threw me off.
Yeah.
I was like, what
Yeah,
is
I was
this?
like, what's this about?
Is this like out of order? Is this a weird editing choice?
I think it was because I was like, we know you sleep in that bed. That's your bed too, sis.
Hmm.
James's bed, that's your bed.
Hmm. But then it's the next day, and James talks to her again. And he's like, I hope we can still be friends. And like, I apologize. And like, I just don't want things to be weird about me. And I'm like, at first, I'm like, okay, at least he's apologizing. He's pretty much coming to terms with the fact that they're done. But
Mm-hmm.
then Moira makes a great point to us. And it's just like, he just keeps talking and isn't even picking up on my energy and like not even asking how I feel. Like, I don't believe his
Yeah.
apology. And I'm like, Moira, better come through with the emotional intelligence,
No, for
narcissist,
real.
like
For real.
detector. Like, yes. Okay, because here I was almost falling for it. Like, not like, oh, James is great, but I was like, okay, at least he's fucking chill for once. Like, Jesus. But then she's like, no, this is actually terrible. And I'm like, you're right. It is
You're right. It
terrible.
is terrible. This weak ass apology. Because it's like the whole point, there's a lot of reasons why she's upset, but one of the main reasons is why it's because you won't let her talk. Like you're not letting her vocalize, express how she feels about anything, and you're
Yeah.
jumping to conclusions. So here you are, basically like wanting to be the nice guy, give an apology, but still don't even really from her mouth know why she's upset. I'm assuming the girls have talked to him and told him what's up, like, bro, you did too much. Even the guys are probably like, bro, you did too much, so now he knows. But
Yeah.
again, it's like you didn't even like, bro, like you could have resolved it by like saying like, hey, let's squash this. Like, I realized I didn't listen to you before, let me listen to you now. I am sorry. If you want to talk to me, please.
Yeah.
If not, I understand I was doing too much, something.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
just he sucks. He's just
And
I don't
she
know.
basically doesn't say anything back.
She doesn't. She's just like quiet there. She's sorry, I'm on voice rest.
Hmm.
Um, Justine and Caleb chat and they bond about the process taking time and
Hmm.
like it being slow. And he tells her, I've narrowed down my options and I really want to get to know you. And she's like, oh my gosh,
Hmm.
that's nice to hear. I'm open to getting to know you too. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay.
I kind of like Caleb and Justine.
Same. It seemed like there was some authenticity to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I wonder if we'll see more from them.
Yeah.
But then we get notified that it's going to be the first viewer vote. Did you vote?
No. This was recorded in 2022. No, I didn't.
2022. This is
Oh,
2020.
2020, right? I didn't even it's kind of cool to see that like they have their staple things. Like
Yeah.
we vote, there's an app. Or was there an app or was it a text to vote? I can't remember.
I think it was an app. It showed a similar thing to like with the pictures and stuff.
Love Island has their show. This is how we do it. Y'all
They
vote.
do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Moira gets a text for a Vegas theme party. And although, Moira's in her baddie era, she does somehow dislocate her knee.
They didn't show, right?
They like it was kind of like she took a odd step, I think, but they didn't really show like how her knee was affected. Like, I don't know, but she was like, "Oh, my knee hurts." And then all of a sudden at the end of the day, she has like a brace on and they're like carrying her. I'm like, "Oh shit. How bad did you
Oh,
hurt your knee?"
oh, Moira. Because when she had her conversation with James, I was like, oh, he's going home. But I was like, dang, maybe she'll go. Well, a boy has to go next. So it's probably going to be James. After you
I
show
think
your
it's
ass like
two
that.
boys.
Oh, that makes sense because two just came in.
Yeah. Which my note was about Moira hurting herself. I was like, not Moira hurting her knee, very Maggie coded.
I have to laugh because it is.
And what's funny is
I
we
was
had a
complaining about
conversation
this earlier.
pre-pod about you hurting yourself, and I had wrote this even like last night when I finished the episode, so I didn't even know about all the other stuff.
Bro, I'm convinced yeah, no, you it's not even like you had a premonition.
I did. I was Calvin.
You were like Calvin. No, ever since I turned 30, my body's been like falling apart, I feel. Like it's kind of annoying, but it's okay because nothing is like deadly. So at least I'm alive.
It's all fixable, and you look great. So
Thank
that's
you.
all that really matters. Uh, but that was pretty much it for the episode. They all dance, and then like basically the next episode is gonna be the viewer vote. There's gonna
Mm.
be looks like drama with Connor and Mackenzie, and then it seems
Oh,
like there's gonna be two guys that leave.
yeah.
Who's the two guys you think?
I think James and maybe Caleb or Kelvin will leave.
Okay.
Calvin. Because everybody else seems pretty locked in. Wait, no. If James leaves, that means Calvin will stay. So
Oh
maybe
yeah.
James and Caleb, if he doesn't do enough work between then. Because I don't see another OG guy being vulnerable other than James.
Yeah, I think James and I almost don't want to say who I think else because I feel
You
like I
know?
know a lot about the season as far
Oh,
as like I know
Brandon.
who wins, so I'm like
Oh, okay. So you know who can't leave, which
I know
doesn't
who
help.
but with that I would agree. I'll say Caleb, it's a good chance Caleb because um he's new and it just doesn't seem like he has someone quite yet. But then maybe if things don't pick up with Justine, Trey,
True.
but then also maybe who else is there? I don't know. Maybe if there's a severe drama with Connor and Mackenzie, Mackenzie's like, I pick Caleb. And
Yeah.
they're like, you haven't even spoken to him. She's like, yes,
Once.
why would you say that?
Oh my
What?
gosh. Like, Johnny, why are you doing that? Nobody can take a joke.
Like, really? Like, I can't. And it's like, Caleb, will you follow me? And he's like, no. Uh, but
But James doesn't win, does he?
I mean, no.
Brandon, what?
I know
Oh, I was about
James
to say.
doesn't.
Oh, I was about to say.
I'm very sure. I think we could both say James is probably leaving next.
No, there's no way the other girls in the villa, in the hotel villa with the casino underneath, could
Oh, yeah.
see.
Want to spend any more time with James? He's got to go.
After that, like that's blaring like red flag, you know? The
It
fact
is.
that after the first night of meeting these new guys that he came back and did more is crazy to me. Like, yo, those boys, nobody really got you together, but once Mackenzie yelled at him, it seemed like he finally understood, oh, I'm doing too much. Like
It did.
he showed his whole ass all around the villa, so there's no way people will pick him up. It's as if Ron did his or Ron Rob did his
Ron.
swan did his swan dive and then told everybody about it and then yelled at Leah. You know what I mean? Like and carried on because we saw the red flags in Rob, but for some reason all the bombshells kept picking him. James is untouchable at this point. I wouldn't touch James with a 10-foot pole if I was a bombshell coming in.
No, because Rob had like the face of like a model,
True.
whereas
Somebody could
James
overlook it.
gives, I might show up at your house at 2 a.m. in a hoodie to talk about my feelings, drunk. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, but I won't
And
let
to
you talk.
right. And then to call her crazy when she's literally being so calm
She's just sitting
is it
there.
she's just like rolls her eyes. Like,
Oh,
okay, she's
something's
giving
wrong
you an
with
attitude.
you. That's a new
Oh.
smile. When he said that's a new smile, I was like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
oh, something's wrong with her. Something's wrong with her. Not you chuckling and
He's
laughing, smiling ear to ear. That's some like serial killer type shit.
no, he's insane. Um,
Psychopathic.
yes. But with that, next
That's it.
episode, should we cover, are we gonna start covering 3 episodes?
I'm down to do three,
Okay, let's do that. So
7, 8, and
we were
or
talking about because these episodes aren't too long. They're not like season 6 where it was like an hour and a half.
yeah, let me look.
It's like they're like 43 minutes each. I guess because they were on
Hmm.
cable television, so that makes sense with the commercial breaks.
Brandon just knows everything. He's so smart, Brandon.
Uh, so with that, then I guess our goal for next episode is to go over 7, 8, and 9.
Hmm.
So hopefully, like some juice happens there. I'm sure we'll get the two guys leaving. I'm sure there'll be some new bombshells. We'll find out what the vote was even for. Maybe the vote's to kick
That
someone
part.
out. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, the 9 is an hour and a half, so I wonder if it's another recap or if it's something too.
Oh, well, then if it is another recap, then we'll just do 7, 8, 10.
Yeah,
We'll
so
cover
stay
four
tuned to
episodes.
see
We'll
which
get four
ones we
episodes
cover.
out of the way.
Yeah. So
Um,
stay tuned. We'll solidify when we you'll see it in the title.
you'll see it.
Oh, and
Um,
use chapters, y'all. If you don't want to hear us, having our intro talk, that's fine. You can jump straight to what you want to hear. I love how I'm saying this at the end.
I know.
But they all the episodes have chapters. So go, well, most. I think we started doing chapters like 10 episodes in.
At some point in our Love Island journey,
We started doing
they were
chapters.
very necessary because before we would only talk about a couple things, but then Love Island
Yeah.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
But Maggie listens to the episodes after I edit and she goes and like does timestamps and chapters. She's really,
Hmm.
killing it out there and like doing the
I was like,
hard
you
work.
better say something nice.
She's really being amazing. She's not
Thanks,
being a
Brandon.
Sophia with an F. We are both Alex Coopers.
I'm dead. Yes, we are. Oh
We
my gosh, y'all, we hit 2,500 plays
on Spotify.
on Spotify.
We have more on
And
Apple Podcasts. Y'all
yeah, you
listening
said
to
5K?
us. We have like, let's see total. Because let's celebrate. Because we didn't think we would get that many at all. And now
Ooh,
we're like,
champagne.
we have all-time plays 7,820.
That's
That is
crazy.
insane. Like,
Cons-
I feel like we're like royalty. I'm
No,
like,
when I was no, it's amazing. Also considering the fact that low key none of our friends and family listen to this, it's like
no,
all organic plays, which we really appreciate. Like,
we
thanks,
do. Like,
guys.
we're so thankful and we love all of you so much.
Our friends and family don't support us, but you do, and we love it.
You guys are our friends and family now. We try to
I'm so
respond
tickled
because
by that.
YouTube, we've been getting some comments and we try to
Yeah.
respond to those. There's some really good ones. And if we haven't yet,
Yeah.
we will respond at some point. We'll get to it, we
Yes. We'll
promise.
get to it. Don't worry.
Uh, but with
Thanks for
all
the
the,
love.
we love the love and we love
Mm-hmm.
y'all. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing the heart kind of the millennial way because I hate the other way and I always forget how to do it. It's that
I
way.
forgot how to do it.
Well, I guess that looks kind of good.
Isn't it this? I thought it was with your pointer fingers.
It's like the pointer in the middle.
Oh,
I always
this.
forget. I'm like, I guess it kind of looks good.
And you
Y'all
have to do it at an
screenshot this.
angle. What's the point? What's the point?
I don't know.
Anyway.
But y'all, if you want to give us even more streams, y'all should rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We see we've been getting some reviews too, some 5 stars. Y'all too kind
Thank
to us.
you. Yes.
Yes, leave a review too. We love to see what you have to say. And people have used it, like we said before, to like recommend shows. That's how we like knew kind of like to go for season 2. So it's a great
Mm-hmm.
resource. Also, if you want to see our beautiful faces instead of just listening, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Shade of It All podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see fun clips, you can follow our TikTok at the Shade of It All podcast. And if you want to look out for our Instagram, because eventually we'll post, we're at the Shade of It All pod. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Thank y'all so much. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.